Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your game master for today, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I will give a brief recap of events, of what's going on in the story, and we are playing the Final Fantasy D6 system. It's a fan-made system. You can Google it and find it. It's free, and it's a lot of fun if you're a big Final Fantasy nerd. Even if you're not, it's a fun system, which is it's just fun, so I recommend checking it out if it interests you. I have introduced me, I said I'll do a recap, I said what we're doing. Somebody else, we normally just drop it to ATB because she's right underneath. It's alphabetical. Helps my brain. ATB, go!
Hi, I am a tired guy, and I am suddenly sniffly, so I apologize. Oh god. This is just a curse now. I am playing as Lilith, the Dark Knight today, who I keep saying Black Knight, but no, it's Dark Knight. There might be a difference, I have no idea. Also, I realize she is like the only one on the screen the screen of players that has no last name. Maybe I should make a last name just so, we'll just be like, yes, now everything is equal. Aside from me getting distracted, you can find me in places. There's going to be like a final one-shot on Undead K's channel on Tuesday, I believe. She hasn't really talked about it to me at all yet, or to anyone, but it might be happening then. So if it does, then you can go there on Tuesday. So on her channel, Curse of Strahd, Barovian Days is going to be coming back every second Thursday, where I play as Atari, the ASMR Bard. I am excited to play as her again. Voice is probably going to change from the last time that I played her because I cannot keep voices straight. I'm bad at voice stuff.
No one right now in this call can keep anything straight.
I thought you were about to just insult your own voice for a moment there, Bardic, and I was going to just point you towards every single game I've heard you do voices in.
Before I get distracted, I literally have maybe 6 voices. I just cycle them around enough so you don't hear them too often, too close together. They're all the same voices.
That's fair.
Alright, is there anything else ATV, or do we move it on over to Natch?
I think that is all, unless I forgot something.
I'm Natural One. I'm playing Malcolm Stone. I don't use his last name much. Malcolm Stone. He is the Red Mage, and apparently the responsible one in the party, which we identified recently, and it weirded me out, because that's usually not me. So that's him. And I'm on Twitter mostly. That's mostly where my gosh, Adderall has not kicked in yet today. Social media is, and that's pretty much it. I don't think I have any. Oh, I've been streaming more on my channel, which is at Natural One. So it's very inconsistent right now, but someday it will maybe not be. So stay tuned. That's it.
I've seen them stream, it's good.
Yeah, still have not beaten Hades. It makes me very sad. I had a really good run this morning. I got close. But that's not what we're talking about right now, so I'll stop.
We'll talk about it later, though, if you want.
Alright then, and finally we have Rain. Rain, who are you?
That is me. I am Rain Hayes. I am playing Reno Boom, who is pure chaos, which seems to be a theme for my characters lately. You can also find me over on Shay Foxy's channel every Tuesday playing Orlight Codex. We have been off a few weeks because of various concerns, and we had a couple of dropouts, but we also have 2 new people coming in this week, so hopefully that'll work out. Are we streaming Star Wars?
Yeah, like that. The plan is like every other Sunday. So whenever this game isn't going on, playing Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then
I forgot about.
then a lot of us are on Star Wars: The Old Republic with Bardic when he streams.
And it's chaos, as seen
It is.
from last.
It is pure chaos, especially when elevators are involved.
Yeah.
Look, that was
When
that was peak comedy.
when I run off and get technical glitches and also die.
Or I forget that I'm the healer.
Like it's very easy to forget you're the.
So many shenanigans.
Alrighty, that is all the people. That is all the things. So before I jump on in and give little recaps and we figure out what we're doing next, as a holiday present to all of you, and this is something I just like to do as a GM, all of you may increase all of your stats by 1, and you may gain an extra ability. So you may just gain a free one.
Yay!
Is that just for today, or is this permanent?
Permanent.
Before I... Okay, wow! Thank you!
So,
Hey!
which stats are increased by 1?
Yeah,
The
so
attributes, right?
yeah, so you know, like power, mind, res, and the other one.
Okay.
I want to say dex. Is it dex? You'd think I would know the stats in this game, but I don't.
And we get an extra ability?
Yep. So it's just a free one. So either help yourself to another one from your job, get a general one, but wild.
You know which one I'm taking.
I have to make an extra cell on my character sheet for this, and I named it the Bardic Love ability.
Aw.
Oh gosh, now we're gonna sit in silence while I try and figure out what.
I don't know, that's absolutely fine. And it is why I said that now. So now I can give a recap while you're all tinkering around.
Oh my
with,
gosh!
Yeah.
Holy shit, you're smart.
Big brain! It's huge!
Big brain.
Alright, so while they, the collective group, are all doing that, recap. Last time on the Rebels of Spira, we had a fight with a snack. Lilith cut the snack in half using her newfound limit break ability. After the snack was killed, we poked around in the ruins, discovered the ruins were actually just a giant fuck-off airship that had been shot down about 1,000 years ago, give or take. Poked around in some vague video footage. Found a very familiar looking person in the thing. Somebody looks essentially like a young Perumpt. That was concerning. Then we went back to besaid village, found out that the leader of the Crusaders was dead the whole time, and then we had a little dance party. I think that's basically the gist of it, right?
Also, Hans and Malcolm had a moment, and it was good.
Yeah, Hans and Malcolm. I ship Mans. Mans is OTP. Mans.
Mans.
Oh wait, Tifa and no, Yuna and Titus. I was getting characters mixed up. Oh wait, those two. We have Mans now.
They're the greatest romantic pairing in all of Spira. Forget Walker and Lulu. Forget Yuna and Seymour. Yuna and Titus. Oren and the wife he apparently had so he could have a child, but is never mentioned except in a bunch of radio plays and one novel that really don't come into play unless you super care about the plot.
I still believe that isn't actually his kid. No, no. My brain is just like, no, you're lying, kid.
Forget all of that. Mans. Oh, I'm so happy with that. So happy. It was actually really touching. If you if you haven't seen it, and you want to see just some very good, very gay, emotional support, go and watch like just the last 5 to 10 minutes of the previous session. It's just so good and so wholesome and so gay. Made me happy, like in all of my body. Alrighty, how is everyone coming along with their new abilities? Because I think that would be a nice thing to ask what everyone decided to give themselves.
I'm torn, honestly. Know that a special vehicle exists, which one of us taking special vehicle now that we have an airship. Got a broken airship would be pretty good. But also, I'm thinking, like, due to theming, just giving Lilith the ability to absorb shadow damage would be nice.
That would be pretty cool. There's lots of good options. Or you could go, I want a pet. Because there's an ability where it's just have a pet.
There is? Where is it?
In general, it's like animal companion or something. Yeah, literally, it's the first thing in the general section, animal companion. It's just have a pet.
I can see Lilith running around with a little hedgehog friend.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god.
The hedgehog has a little mask on. That matches Lilith's, and it has a tiny little sword.
Yes. Love it. Love everything about it.
Or it's just Shadow the Hedgehog, and we give it little shoes, and for some reason it has a gun, but we try not to talk about the time Shadow had a gun.
We just pretend it's not there.
One of Lilith's brothers just sends Lilith a package saying, "Dear Lilith, your pet hedgehog has been giving us problems. Please take it on your journey. Try to shoot us again. XOXO. Lucifer." Opens it up. It's a hedgehog with a gun.
But no one ever brings up the gun.
No.
Everyone ignores the gun.
Alright. Well,
Look, now I want that idea.
I already know what Reno is probably choosing, so unless Rain is deciding to go entirely off plan, Rain, what ability have you decided to get? And in case you forgot, you are currently muted.
Yes, I did in fact forget that. Because I've been talking for the past 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
I did in fact pick Animal Companion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been collecting things to make an Animal Companion.
Oh my god, yes.
Which I'm not going to reveal exactly what that animal is yet, but it is mechanical, and I gave it the aggressive and search abilities. So it can help me once in combat, and at the end of combat with a notorious or better monster, it can give me one free item.
Aww.
Super useful. Alright. And Natch, have you looked at anything, or are you still figuring out?
No. Malcolm has time magic now.
God.
Nice.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. I know that is a red mage thing where you can go like, I want to learn time magic. I just don't remember what it's called.
It's called sagacity.
That's it. Oh. Are you gonna reveal what this new time magic stuff is you've learned at some
Absolutely
point?
not.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, at some point. I'm not doing it right now, though.
No, that's gonna be a fun little surprise for later. All right. So, ATV, you now really just want the hedgehog, don't you?
I just want to go for the meme.
Look,
I just really want a hedgehog.
look, I am 100% here to just facilitate not bad, in like unideal character choices because it's one funny or two cute. So I am 100% okay with that happening.
Plus, it just reminds me, like, my dog Maya. She for her Christmas, she got a toy hedgehog, and the sounds it makes when she bites it, it just sounds like a hog. Yeah,
Oh my god,
real
sorry.
my idea.
Sorry, I was just looking at the stuff an animal companion can do. So, one is talkative. So, the animal can just fucking talk to people by responding with like sign language or body language. Another one, cheer. So, basically, it can just give you a +4 bonus on the next roll after you have suffered a complication. So, if you ever roll 2 ones, your little hedgehog is like, I believe in you.
Now I'm just thinking of giving this hedgehog cheer and aggressive. And aggressive is just it somehow accumulates a gun. No one acknowledges it. Maybe only the enemy acknowledges it, and everyone's just like, well, "What do you mean the hedgehog's adorable? It doesn't have any weapons. You just sound like outshot."
Once again, I'm more than happy to facilitate if people want to just go for stuff because it sounds hilarious. This is a freebie. It's not like you're having to give up like precious resources for it.
Screw it. It's Christmas. It's Lilith's Christmas present. She suddenly has this pet hedgehog that she hasn't mentioned until this moment. When it just arrives in besaid in a giant box saying, "Caution! Do not feed. Do not open at midnight." It's just a note written in all bed of, "Please, for the love of God, take this from us."
It's the Dire Hedge Venger.
So, with that, let's actually jump on into the game. And you know what? We can actually start the session with that. So, we kind of ended last time, obviously, with Men's having a beautiful, beautiful moment. And then I assume we all just went off and got a full rest, had a nap, did all that.
Yeah.
So we will start the next day. The sun has risen. It's quite bright. It's quite calm. It's serene. There's a soft sound of bird song and going through the wind. The trees are gently swaying in a tropical, pleasant breeze, and I mean, you're in a tent, so it's not a knock on the door, but there is a calling out to your group as a collective, as Crew is standing with a huge box wrapped in chains. Like it is a big wooden chest wrapped in chains, and then those chains have got like pieces of paper with like magic scrawlings on, like just everything to keep this chest sealed as tight as possible. It is the most intricate looking thing you have ever seen. And it goes, wait, hang on. Wait, Crew's voice. Crew's voice was that somewhere around here, I reckon. Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Got it. No, I haven't done it in a couple of weeks. So, yeah. I've got a delivery for a Lilith. Lilith. I don't rightly know what on earth you've got in this, or how it found yous, because we didn't give your address out to no one, or call it some kind of divine intervention, maybe. Actually, no, I'm not a biggest believer in Yevon, but maybe. I don't know. Someone knew you were here, and so they sent you this. You want it?
Hmm. Why do I have this feeling of foreboding, but also what is possibly being very good for me?
Oh.
This is either a present from the gods or from my father. Sure, I'll take it.
There you go. Hands it over, and this box is incredibly heavy. Like, moment he hands it over to you, Crew just like rolls his shoulder and goes, "Whoa, there's a little stretch." Sorts himself out like, "All right, well, just I'll be over there if you need me for anything or want anything. You lot, there's a continental breakfast spread laid out for you. We've got some soft pastries, got some cereals and grains and some toast and all that. You can help yourselves. We've got coffee, tea, various juices, all there, free of charge, obviously. Have a good morning. I'll be over there if you need me for anything. Alright." He gives a little wave and joggers off.
That was nice of him. Anyway, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Give me a moment. It's covered. Oh god, it's heavy. Lilith just puts it down carefully. Okay.
Even when you put it down carefully, it seems to carry so much weight that the ground beneath it kind of shakes, and like all of you like maybe go, "Ooh, I felt that." Like when you put like a heavy thing down in a room, and like yes, the room doesn't shake, but it kind of feels like it did, so everyone is aware. Bear in mind, this is a tent you are in, so there isn't a room. It just like shook the entire island.
Everyone just gets everyone who has been in bed just sort of having a groggy, lazy morning just suddenly bolts up like, what the fuck?
Reno falls out of a tree.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I forgot Reno slept in the tree.
Did Reno sleep in the tree that is inside the tent, or a different tree?
Probably a different tree.
Okay, so somewhere entirely not here, there's just the thud of Reno falling out of a tree.
After that, Lilith just slowly and carefully starts going about unchaining and just trying to open this box.
Let me have a little look see. I don't know if I want you to roll anything, or if it'd be funny to roll something, or if it's...
It would be funny to roll for something, but then it's just because I already love this situation already.
Yeah, let's roll something. So, a couple of options. Thievery, because you're like unwrapping chains and opening locks. You know what? I guess you could justify systems, because you know what? There's some mechanical locks in there, like some computerized, mechanized locks holding it in place.
Sure.
Like anything you want to roll to justify it, I am 100% down for.
I'm gonna roll systems because it's the only one I got points in.
All right, let's go for it.
Damn.
So, is that a crit?
That was a crit.
All right, so double sixes, giving you a grand total of a 14. Yeah, Lilith, you just touch this thing, and immediately all the mechanized locks, they turn green and undo themselves. The chains all flop open. The magic signals on it, they just burn up and just boom. It is that. All you need to do is open the lid.
The magic was inside you the whole time.
I have not had my morning coffee today. I. And then she just opens the lid.
Yep.
It's like, this might as well.
You open the lid. Inside this box is another smaller box. That somehow, with your crit, you manage to unlock all of the chains wrapped around the smaller box as well. You open that one. There is another, even smaller box. This is, getting to probably about the size of a large jewelry box inside of what was originally like a big treasure chest. So so it goes treasure chest, shoebox, jewelry box. You delicately open the jewelry box. There is a wonderfully fine and decadent red velvet inlay. And nestled inside of this, there's just a small little sphere of tiny little spikes. It stretches, it moves, and it rolls onto its back, and you see a tiny, adorable hedgehog. Please describe this hedgehog. What does this hedgehog look like? Does it have any defining features?
I'm going to just go full meme and say this tiny hedgehog. This has little black quills. A few of them tipped with like tiny red. And it just has tiny little golden eyes. And also yeah. I guess also another feature would be it has like a small little like collar on it. And on it is just written Noctu. Which is Latin for night.
That is adorable.
Oh my god, it's my pet hedgehog. Oh my god. Lilith is just holds this little hedgehog in her hands, like so delicately, and it's like, oh my god, I didn't think you. Why were you in the box? Who sent you?
On the inside of the lid of the biggest chest, there is a piece of paper with a handwritten note scrawled in Albed. Lilith, you can just read it, and it literally just reads like, Lilith, get this thing away. Don't ask how we found where you are. We spent a lot of money sending this to you. We sent it off literally the day after you left. This has been it's probably been rerouted. If you look, you see there's lots of other pieces of paper saying it's been rerouted from one place to the next place and then to the next place. Like, this crest has been following you this entire time. And it's finally caught up.
Oh dear. What the heck have you done?
The hedgehog, lying on its back, kind of opens its eyes, blinks twice, and you're fairly certain gives a little shrug.
Nope. Because if my family is just not gonna deal with you, I guess you're just gonna come with me then. A journey to kill a giant space whale. Everyone, this is a new member of our party. Say hi. And she just shows off the little hedgehog to everybody.
That is adorable. Why was it in such a big box?
Because hidden inside him is a lot of power.
I guess that's fair.
Why does this
Anyway.
tiny creature frighten me?
Is this Reno who just walks into the tent, hasn't said anything to anyone else, just walks in, and that is the first thing she says?
Yes.
Oh,
I love it already. And I'm assuming Lilith just turns around and looks at Reno and is like, "What does Noct do? It's my pet hedgehog. It's probably almost as powerful as me."
Do you like throw it?
Mm, he does his own thing. Not really sure how he does the things he does. It just kind of happens.
Huh.
I wonder if I can learn spells from him.
The spell of gun. The most mighty magic spell of all.
Okay. Get ready to learn the most powerful spell. Are you ready to meet God?
Oh, this was the best decision I've ever made.
This was the best idea ever.
Okay. So, you've got a breakfast spread. You can help yourself. You can make quite a nice little spread. After an appropriate amount of time, Val and Hans, they'll come in for Hans. There's no door, but he will mimic knocking on something and goes, knock, knock. Hello, good morning. There's a little awkward wave.
Hello.
Where? I was wondering, I assumed it'd probably be okay, but just wasn't totally 100%. Val cuts him off. He goes, travel with you. Think we're done here. Get to a next pilgrimage. Yes. Those are the words. Me. Malcolm and friends. Yes. Hello.
I've got no issue with it.
I
want a
also
muffin?
don't have any issue.
I would love a muffin. Don't know why
Reno and Hans just stare at each other for a moment.
Yeah, there's just this long. Hans isn't sure if you're offering him a muffin, like you're gonna hand him one, or if you're gesturing to a table for him to help himself. It was just this long, held stare. He goes, like muffins?
I like most edible things.
Yes. Food is good, isn't it?
Don't eat snails, though. They're crunchy.
I don't think you're supposed to eat the shell.
Then why did they keep the shells on?
I think that's how you cook them. Anyway, muffin. Oh look, snail muffins. How convenient. Uh-huh. And he just starts chowing down. Alright. So, whilst Hans is preoccupying himself eating various muffins, Val will initiate an actual conversation with the group. He kind of just goes, so, how... I think you mentioned having a boat at some point, right? That's the thing. We can just kind of set off whenever we want. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where your next step is on the pilgrimage, or are you just winging it?
Yes.
We did have an idea. Can we go back to the world map on Roll20?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, not a problem.
Hold on, Val. We need to go to the world map.
I think our next step was going to be Kilika, right? Is that where we started?
You
That's not where we
started.
started.
You started in Luca. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so we were going all the way south and then working our way up. So yeah, I think Kilika was next.
Yeah. Val trying to go. Oh, yeah, cool. So I've already been to the temple at Kilika, so I don't have anything to do there personally. But we can stop off and you lot can do your stuff. We'll meet more people. Maybe the locals will need saving from something. Who knows? There's always people who need saving.
That is the dumpster fire of existence.
Yeah.
Incredibly inconvenient, to be honest.
They never ask me for saving, but half the time they need saving from me, so I can kind of understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, weren't you trying to become a high summoner? Isn't saving people like your deal?
Yeah. Look,
That is.
people can get frustrated at their jobs. It can be frustrating and an inconvenience to do your job.
Yeah, but
That is-
like,
that is true.
I feel like this is more of just like a philosophical thing. Like, if you're, you know what? Never mind. We don't need to get into this right now.
Yeah, you're right. Look, it's not that I have an issue with saving people. It's just I think I would like to have a break every now and then. Because it is very exhausting to do nothing but save people.
Oh, okay. So what I'm hearing is when we get to Kilika, the three of us will save people, and you and Hans will have a beach episode.
I mean, yeah? Sounds like a
Okay,
really good plan
sounds good to
me.
me. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you can join us for the beach episode, but then we're just gonna have another one, and you can go on doing stuff.
I mean, you know, I'm fine going to the temple because we got to do that.
Honestly, if you have more than one beach episode at a time, it just turns into fan service.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for that.
Then we have beach episodeception.
That's why they kind of space out beach episode, mountain episode, hot spring episode.
Hot Spring Mountain episode. Hot Spring Beach episode.
Volleyball tournament episode.
Of course.
Boat party episode, which includes a hot tub. So it's kind of like a hot spring episode again.
Attack and Dethrone God episode.
You just squeeze that one in there. In the middle.
Yeah.
No, it's not super important, but, you know. It sets for groundwork, because then that gives the justification why they go to a different planet, where the entire planet is, like, hot geysers. So that's why it's very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
The important part is that you defeat God with a ladle.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Or just a fishing rod.
Or a fishing rod, yes. If you want to get fancy about it.
Okay, but what if you attached the ladle to the fishing rod? Or is that...
Oh, that's right. No, do not do that. Under
Let's
any
not get
circumstance.
ridiculous here. Let's not get unrealistic.
No, wait, I want to hear them out.
So, you know, you get the ladle, and you just hook the fishing hook onto it, and then you can kind of do long range attacks with the ladle. Or
No, I heard a group did that once, and then they just, like, the universe imploded on itself. Bad news there.
Okay. Maybe that's how Sin got here.
Yes.
In my mind, this very serious conversation is actually taking place, and you're all sat there eating fucking croissants.
Yeah.
That was my headcanon the entire time.
This is why we can't be trusted with nice things.
There's two random crusaders who were just there trying to enjoy like bowls of cereal and cups of coffee or something, and they have no clue what's going on. They're just going on.
Also, where do we put like figure skating episode in? Because now there's figure skating episodes.
Well, according to the map, if we go far north, we might be able to hit some snow.
Right,
Yeah,
so-
probably in Mount. No, Mount Gaga is. I mean, that might be the best place to have our ice skating episode.
Raiko will chime in and go, well, actually, Mount Gagazet, whilst being the spiritual homeland of my people and the final leg of the pilgrimage, it is fantastic for figure skating. And there's even hot springs.
Echo, you're a genius.
And that's canon. There are hot springs in Mount Gagazet.
I feel like we could also fit in a hot springs episode in Guadalajara. I mean, if we want to like spread them out a little bit.
Yeah, I hear that is a definite thing that can happen.
If we ever went back to Canal Island, which is like my home island, we could fit in a masquerade episode and also just like a theater episode if we wanted. Never know.
Wouldn't Canal Island also just be a huge beach? Well, that would be a beach arc, isn't it? Like just nothing but beach.
Beach party.
I mean, if we find my university, we could have a classroom episode.
A classroom AU, nice. I like that. We should
I
stop.
feel like we're getting a little bit too meta right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we're gonna achieve some level of self-awareness, and that's probably not a good thing. Because I hear.
Deadpool. Do you want Deadpool?
Well, from my understanding, Sin is drawn to high areas of self-awareness.
Oh boy.
So
we should probably get moving.
Yeah.
And plus, I think those two crusaders over there are having a existential crisis. We might need to leave before we get kicked out.
Yeah.
They start
One of the
screaming.
Crusaders just looking at his own hand going, what am I? Do I exist?
How come when I turn my hand, it's still only 2 dimensions?
Look, I only have 3 lines of dialogue.
My face isn't even fully shaded in. I was supposed to be in the background.
I don't even have eyes!
I don't think I've ever blinked.
Oh, we are horrible people.
I need to mute myself because laughter. Hold on.
Alright. Is there anything else you would like to do in besaid? Or you just done? Alright, shit. Let's go.
I think we've done enough damage in besaid.
We've done enough damage. Aside from Lilith just hanging out with her hedgehog and everybody being scared for some reason. Oh god. Oh god. My dad.
Alright. So we can just jump cut. You know what? We're not gonna jump cut. We're gonna Star Wars swipe. So and you're at the boat. This will be the first time Hans and Lilith have seen the boat, and they're kind of looking at Lilith is like, she gives a little shrug and goes, alright. Hans is just super impressed by it. Hans is high energy, excited puppy dog. Going, wow. And this is all yours. You earned this? Wow.
I mean, in a very technical sense, kind of.
Looking at the map, and yes, this is me doing this.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like to you?
What does what look like to me?
The shape that I am drawing out of the land.
Oh my fucking god, it's a chocobo!
Oh my
What?
god!
I have never noticed that.
Can the stream see it? They need to see it.
Yeah, I've just moved up to show that.
Okay. Holy.
Wow.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, that looks familiar.
That is a fucking chocobo.
Oh my god.
Huh.
And smack dab in the middle is the Calmlands.
Undecided not so calm lands. So I just noticed a little hedgehog in the corner.
Oh, my ADHD has found something wonderful.
See, what's really bad now is I now want to. I'm going to spend way too long looking at the other landmass. What's that? What's that meant to be? Is it a shape?
Right?
Alright, I need to stop looking at that before I get too distracted. Okay, so.
There's even feathers right here.
I know! I'm
Oh my god. This session's name is We Are Distracted and also Hedgehog with Gun.
There are so many episode titles. This could just be the meta one. It could just be the hedgehog has a gun. It could just be the land is a chocobo. It is...
Chocobo conspiracies.
Oh my days! This is
Conspiracy
a
of
wonderful session. I love this. I am fully aware that in so many ways this is a terrible session because we aren't doing anything. But at the
We are
same
finding out very important information here.
But at the same time, this is my personal favorite type of session because it is so chill. It is essentially just, hey, we're friends having a fun time, just enjoying each other's company and expanding and role playing and like we don't need to be doing serious hardcore plot and battle. Sometimes we can just chat shit for 3 hours and say, yeah, it was productive.
Yes, I'm continuing to draw on the landmass.
Yeah, it's why I've had to scroll down so I don't keep looking at it. I'm gonna wait till it's finished. You can't watch art as it's happening. You need to wait. All right.
That's true.
Do you just like go? All right, let's roll up and go. Let's boat, vague direction. Off we pop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
guess.
All right. So we, I don't have a boat map because we don't need one, but we are on the boat. You've got, so the travel from besaid to Kilika, you can, it's been a while, but I'm fairly certain you sleep on that journey. So we'll say it takes a full day, and you'll arrive there tomorrow morning. What would you all like to do in your downtime of this travel? Obviously you have Raiko, Val, Hands with you, and of course, not two.
I'm going to go to my secret project in the engine room, and I'm going to install the final pieces, which are where's my inventory? There's my inventory. The fish sphere that I stole from one of the temples, the brain that I just got from, I think, the snake, and the destruction sphere, which was the first thing that I found.
Yes.
And I'm going to take out my whistle that I've been holding onto that has been absolutely useless, and I'm going to modify it to work with my construction. And then I'll put a blanket over it and walk out.
All right. Lilith / Malcolm, would either of you like to do anything in your downtime?
I'm imagining that it's like the remains of the Parumph standouties. Lilith has them all like lined up in a row. She just has Noctu down like at a distance and it's like, okay, little buddy. I want to see how much training you've got into while I was away. Destroy all of these. Let the hatred consume you. And Noctu is, and meanwhile, and then suddenly, all of the standees got bullet holes in them.
So, I like the idea that Noctu does nothing, just kind of stands out like a hedgehog, the moment you blink or turn around or do anything, you come back, and that's when they've all like got like clear bullet holes like going straight through the chest.
The hedgehog is an SCP.
He's SCP Noctu. Actually, I could find like a thing to actually give him a number, just with like letter number stuff. But yeah, just like also just to say, due to like the aggressive trait, I've made it so that for his attack, it deals like armor. It's non-magical damage because I couldn't think of what a gun could do for magical. Then just poison. So there's also drips of poison coming from these like bullet holes. And Lilith just looks down at Noctu and gives him a little pat on the head with her fingers. Like, good job, little buddy.
Oh, amazing.
You could do it. I have no idea how you do this, but it's great. I love this too much. It's just a Dark Knight who is usually seen as being edgy and serious, just being totally soft towards their pet hedgehog.
Oh, is it aligned with an element, or is it non-elemental damage?
It's non-elemental damage because I couldn't decide on the element.
That's fine.
I was thinking thunder cause gun. But I don't know.
You don't need one, because non-elemental is also like the safe generic option. So, because you know, it kind of sucks when, alright, it's going to be fire, and the next thing you're going to fight is a bunch of fire monsters. That'd be useless.
Yeah.
It's probably as good as I'm going to get with a mouse.
Yeah, I'm super impressed.
Alright, let's see this. That is actually really good.
Yeah.
People need to know about this.
People need to know about. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna post it in all the Discord servers I'm in. After the game.
Alright. So, that's what Lilith is doing. Malcolm, how are you spending your some of your downtime? Your generic day of sailing. That's the word. Sailing.
So here's a question, and like a lore question, and that you may not actually know the answer to this because I don't know if they ever actually go into it. But like, how do people do magic? How do people know magic? How does that happen?
Okay. Good question. So, as far as I understand it, and this is also not like entirely accurate, but there is an explanation somewhere. I mean, the easy explanation is just the fireflies, because that's like the generic go-to explanation for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing to take into account is there is a natural affinity part of it, so it's kind of like a natural capability that certain people have. Like, so for example, when you first meet Riku in Final Fantasy X, it mentions like one of the reasons she is scared of thunder is because her brother tried to do a thunder spell one time and it backfired and it really hurt her. Because apparently the Albed are not inherently as capable with magic. Like they just lack some of like, well, they don't lack, they just have different stuff. So they can do it, just not quite as well, not without like specific training and all of that. So there is a level of biology and genetics that come into play. This is also why, like, the Guado, for example, they are very magically affiliated. Like, all the Guado, they just have a natural level of magical innateness. And obviously the Ronso have their natural blue mage affinity. That's the word.
Right. Okay.
Now, the other thing is the mechanical side of things. So, from a game perspective, using Final Fantasy X and X-2 here. Obviously, Final Fantasy X, you get powers by using spheres. Don't know what these spheres do or what they represent. I think what they are essentially, spheres are like condensed energy, condensed matter, because it is revealed that the energy that derives from the far plane, which is what the Fireflies are made out of, is essentially the same stuff as Marco energy from Final Fantasy VII. Because it is canon that Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII take place in the same universe, just Final Fantasy VII is hundreds and hundreds of years in the future and on a different planet.
Okay.
So,
They're like sister planets, maybe. I'm not sure.
it never establishes how far away they are, but it does establish that the character Shinra in Final Fantasy X goes on to form Shinra, the eventual company, in Final Fantasy VII. It's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later.
Huh.
So, and he does that by researching the farplane energy and looks into the natural planet power of a planet. Now, obviously, they don't make Marco in Final Fantasy X, but there is Fireflies, and that's just kind of around, and people tap into that. Spheres are essentially the same as Marco, and so like people just use it to do stuff, and that is also how dress spheres work. Although dress spheres are usually connected to individuals. Like, for example, you learn that the songstress sphere is tied to Lena, I think her name is. Lena? And so the sphere can retain memories, it can retain personalities, and you can, like, make them. So it's this weird mix of just, it's a natural part of creatures. This is why fiends can cast magic. But you can amplify that through the use of spheres, which is just condensed planet energy from a far plane. Although a far plane technically isn't the planet, the far plane is technically a separate dimension. So that's the answer.
Okay. So, I mean, I totally understood that, but just in case anyone didn't, can you go over all of that again? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Okay, so I think if I condense all of that into something that makes sense for what we're talking about now,
Yeah.
Malcolm is going to spend some time by himself, kind of working with how he can manipulate the Fireflies and Farplane energy into a new type of magic that he hasn't used before.
Okay. How does that look? Like, do you want to like use words to paint a picture?
I guess that is technically what we're doing here.
I mean, you don't have to, but I'm just like if you want to, like
that's fine. So he's probably sitting, in one of the cabins, maybe, and I think he's either asked or did not ask Reno to borrow like a tiny little mechanical construct, like a little mechanical chocobo that walks across the table or something.
A little doohickey, basically.
Yeah. And so rather than like doing the typical destructive black magic or the helpful white magic, trying to like fuse them together to make the device behave in ways outside of the normal flow of time. So trying to make it go faster or slower, or change how gravity affects it and things like that. And so he would be focusing on that. He'd be like writing down notes while he's at a little desk, playing with this thing, he would get a little bit irritated if anyone tried to interrupt him. And he would kind of sequester himself for the entire day, except for when he was needed to actually steer the boat, because he tends to do that.
Okay. With Val and Hans, if no one's like super interested in going to interact with him, we can say that Hans is driving the ship. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's having fun. So he's having fun. Like, he's not actually steering the ship. I kind of like the idea that you come in and you set the course. He just has to stand there and occasionally go, "Do I need to do anything?"
Mm-hmm.
But he's having a real nice time. And Val's probably just gonna go seclude herself and just be like, "All right, cool, I'm doing my own thing." Probably. You know what? Val is fishing, and she fishes by jumping into the water and jumping back out like 10 seconds later with a handful of fish.
Huh.
Nice.
That's fun.
And Raiko...
I really like dragoons. They're fun.
I don't know what Raiko's doing. Raiko is reading a book, I guess.
Playing patty cake with Tauntaun.
Yes!
Aww.
There's just one moment where Raiko's having like a small tea party with Tauntaun and Noctu.
Yes. Tauntaun and Noctu. Okay, we have a choice here. They can either be best friends, or they can have like a little rivalry. Where they secretly hate each other.
I don't know, what does everyone else think? What would be funnier?
I don't know, I'm just having a mental image of 1920s gangsters.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh my god.
We'll figure out Tauntaun and Noctu's dynamic at some point. Regardless, they're just adorable. It doesn't matter if they're trying to murder each other or they're just having a tea party. It's adorable regardless. Alright, so all of that stuff's going on. That will probably pass, maybe like half a day, unless you specifically wanted to take more time. Night time comes around. Is there, once again, anything specific anyone wants to do? Or you're just going to go to sleep, and we'll get up and we'll arrive at Kilika first thing in the morning, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we'll do that. We'll go to sleep. We'll wake up. This has actually been very convenient. This is the first time you've had to travel anywhere where there was zero nonsense, essentially. You arrive at Kilika. And Kilika is immediately very different to besaid, because the dock, first of all, there is a dock. It's not just like one pier in the middle of a beach. There is a dock that is part of a town, and there's like a whole bunch of people. It's not a huge settlement. It's slightly bigger than besaid. It still has that very Polynesian vibe. So a lot of the houses are made out of lumber, and there's definitely a very tropical aesthetic. But it's verging more towards jungle in the tropical aesthetic. So there's lots of greenery, lots of palm trees, lots of fruit, probably like some monkeys and stuff like that, just hanging around doing stuff. There's a few other boats here, which is also different from besaid. You would probably see these before you actually arrive at the dock, so you probably have time to react and do things. One boat just looks like a standard boat. It doesn't really have anything specific about it. And yeah, I now need to show people in the chat that part of Final Fantasy X is like part of Spira is shaped like a chocobo. So there's that. So one boat, it just looks like a boat, maybe like a fishing boat, maybe whatever. One boat looks a little bit larger and seems to be some kind of functioning ferry for people to travel between besaid and Kilika and Luca. So that's another boat. And then the third boat, this is probably the boat that has the most significance to you, because it looks almost exactly like yours.
Ugh.
Minus all of the improvements you have made. It's not quite as needlessly luxurious, as in it hasn't been like painted and tinted gold, but it is large. It is marked with the symbol of Yevon. There's armed guards on there and around it. So there's a big wig here.
Oh, so it's probably not Parumph,
Yeah,
but some other maester.
some other big wig who thinks they're important or something, I guess, maybe.
Oh well. Okay, so this would go either way.
I'm just imagining Lilith is just slowly drinking coffee and just notices this and is like, group meeting.
And you know what? That calling for a group meeting is probably the perfect time to go and take a quick 5-minute break because we're about an hour and a half in.
Oh.
It took us an hour and a half.
So I hope people don't mind me just interjecting with Lilith probably just being like, we need to have a chat. Oh no.
Yeah. And with that, we'll go and take a quick 5-minute break so we can all grab a drink and nip to the bathroom and such and things. So I'm going to throw us on over to the break screen. We will be back real soon. And we are back. So, where we left off, you saw a boat. It's not a good boat. It's a bad boat. It might be an okay boat, but it's definitely not a boat that we are happy to see, because it is to do with Yevon, and that makes us not happy. We'll have called for a family meeting. You're still a safe distance from the shore, so you don't have to like dock up and be like, oh, we're not. You can do all this before you even pull up to dock at Killica. You've got time. How does this family meeting go down?
I imagine just Lilith gathering everyone into a room, tattoos on her shoulder, and she's just like, so, there's another ship that looks like this one. I don't think it's Parumph. But even still, it would be pretty awkward if we were to just show up to them in this boat.
Should we paint the boat?
We even have enough time to paint the boat.
Do we have enough paint to paint the boat? We're in the middle of the water. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, this isn't gonna even work. I don't even know if we got paint.
I love that you're also used to Reno being weird, that you actually consider the idea before finding the immediate flaw.
Reno's
Okay.
plans have worked before.
Yeah.
Do any of us know how to create illusions?
No.
It's not my department.
That would be my department if I had chosen that department. I didn't. Okay, but here's what we can just we've lied about more ridiculous things, right? So we can just lie our way out of this.
We could. But
Nobody
also,
let
why
Hans talk.
Parumph is with them?
Hans is... For some reason, Hans is not overreacting to just talking about lying. He's just there going, mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the two summoners are freaking out.
It's just going like, wait, you lied? When?
Not to you.
Yeah, no, never to you. Yeah.
Phew.
I've
I was worried there.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're getting into that, I've lied a few times in my childhood.
Okay, I don't think right now is the time for confession, but we will. We'll table that.
We can have that episode later. Now we're focusing on the other golden boat.
I don't lie, I just conceal things.
It's like my own mission.
We could just show up and hope they don't say anything.
You stole a maester's boat. This boat is fairly ostentatious and noticeable. I think wherever this shows up, they'd notice.
To be fair, we did not steal it.
We liberated it.
Well, not even that. See, the owner abandoned it. And while there were people on board for a little while, they did not properly identify themselves. So we merely claimed something that had been abandoned.
Yeah, squatters' rights.
Yeah.
You took a parked vehicle.
Well, they shouldn't have parked it there.
I mean, yeah, you are
Yeah.
100% correct. Yes.
It's like I've been an asshole.
They even made it shiny. You know cats can't resist shiny.
This is true. They should have planned. We should have planned for a cat person.
Mm.
It's their own fault.
Even if they don't notice.
His own hubris.
I mean, even
Definitely.
if they don't. We had an entire crowd back at besaid.
Can I roll lore everything to get a sense of generally what the other maesters tend to think of Parumt? Is there any way I would know that?
I think a lot of everything is a pretty good way to find that stuff out.
12.
Okay, so 12. I think that falls into quite good.
Challenging.
Challenging. Yeah. Okay, so what are the examples that gets the challenging? Beep beep. Cook a meal for a royal family, disarm an ancient trap. Yeah, I think you have a challenging level of understanding of basic politics. So the Parumt is a universally divisive figure. There seems to be very little middle ground. People either adore him or despise him. And this is not his fellow other maesters are not immune to this dichotomy. All in all, there are 5 maesters. Parumt being the most recently appointed, and it was fairly controversial because historically there's only ever been 4. It's like a special exemption was made to bring Parumt in to make a new position, which is not very normal at all.
Right.
One of I'm just making up so much shit, but I love it. All right, so I suppose 2 maesters to get 1 on each side. One is a very good example, who seemingly was very much on board with Parumt, but then immediately, anytime Parumt is, taken out of the position of power, as soon as Parumt is no longer allowed to make the decision, they just stop championing him and just move on to whoever's in charge next. They're very much a sycophant, but not to a specific person, just to whoever else is in charge. And that's Bojo. Maester Bojo.
Is that? Can I get a sense that that's whose boat it is that we're looking at? There's no official Parumt is using. Okay.
Everyone else is not a definitive. Then another maester. This one been around for way too many years, but seemingly hasn't really done that much. And anything they have done kind of gets swept under the rug because it's not as good and as historically it was made out like it was very impressive. Now looking back, it wasn't that great. And they kind of just crawled out of the woodwork, essentially. Made a big fuss. Their primary goal is to just stop Parumt. Not to actually do anything worthwhile, just stop Parumt, and that's been a whole big thing. And this is Nibden. Or Nibda.
Nibda.
Okay.
So they're 2 of the kinds of thought patterns on Parumt and other maesters. So there's a chance that this person might despise Perumpt, or at least has built a platform on despising Perumpt.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be someone who's mildly sycophantic, but also will very swiftly change allegiances.
Okay.
Just two
Okay.
examples.
So here's my plan. I think we can make this work. It will take a little bit of, how do you say, finessing of the situation to begin with to kind of suss out whoever's boat that is allegiance. And then we just play real hard into it. But I think we can be vague enough to begin with that we can figure it out before we say anything incriminating, so to speak.
Are you sure that we're the kind of people who can be vague?
I am.
When you say that, Raiko sits there and shrugs and goes, oh.
I mean, we could certainly try.
I mean, okay, how about this? Here's what I might say we could do. I could pretend to be a envoy of the group on the ship, and speak to their people, figure it out, and then come back and report.
If all else fails, we know how to set things on fire.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally plan B. Fire.
Yes. Fire, get Raiko to the temple, get him out, away into the night.
Isn't our like team motto "fuck the rules"?
Yeah, it is. It is very much that.
This is very much fucked rules.
So I don't know. That's the plan I suggest.
Honestly, I can't think of any other plan. Like, this is really the only port we can go to.
Yeah, it would be ridiculous to go back north and then come back south and then go back north. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes. So I feel it would cause even more questions to be asked if they suddenly saw Perump's boat behind the island. Or in any place but the port.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we're assuming that they're going to ask us questions.
Yeah, that's true. Out of character and in character. Yeah, that's true.
So, to summarize, basic plan of action is wing it. If it gets hostile, deal with it. If not, just chat shit and hope nothing bad happens.
Yeah, I think that's about the long and short of it.
I think that's basically the plan because we can't really think of anything else.
No, that's a good plan. That is a solid plan. All right.
We have one thing that we do.
Chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. With that, so you go up. You arrive. You dock up. The dock hands and people like that who they'll help and they guide you into place. They look very excited. They're like, "Ooh, wasn't expecting a second. This must be a very big deal." And then it rocks up and they get a closer look and the boat is clearly damaged and like has got tar painted on the sides of it and and they immediately go, "Huh, okay. Well, we're not going to say anything." They'll help you. You'll get settled in. You want like immediately right next to the other boats. Obviously, they're spread out a little bit, so you can get out on the dock and you can move around and do stuff if you so wished.
While they're getting us docked, I will likely ask. Yes. So since official business and whatnot, who is the owner of that other Maester's boat?
Yeah. So, Mr. Bojo, on by, he's trying to sort out. He's been coming and going lots recently. He was technically he wasn't born here. He moved here and has just blamed, rich parents or sense. But basically, he's been leading the charge on. Well, you should know this. It's been in the news, but I'm an exposition NPC, so that's my duty. That's absolutely fine. He's been coming and going to Bavel and coming back here. Because all the Kixit. We want to exit out of a lot of the union, so we're trying to kick it, and we're Killica, so kicks it in. So Bojo's been sorting all that, so he's come back and he's reporting information.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. That is, we do talk, but we can't keep tabs on each other all the time. So it's nice to know.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah, it is.
So thank you, nameless exposition NPC.
Well, that's my name.
Your parents seem like lovely people.
They are not.
Oh god.
I'm gonna go.
Okay, here's how you know that an NPC is going to be a hero later, in that even through a vague sentence, they have a tragic backstory.
Oh god, sorry. My mind went to a really dark place. The moment that Malcolm said, "I'm gonna go," my mind went like, "That's what my dad said."
Oh boy.
That's what my dad said 10 years ago.
Ugh.
We heard a strange noise in the attic, and my dad said, "I'll be right back."
No, he just said, "I'm gonna go." Last I heard of him. Mother died before I was born. Ugh.
Wait a second. I have many questions.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I mean, to be fair, there is time magic in this game.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh god, it just turns into Chrono Trigger. We go back in time and help this dude with his problems. We find his
No,
dad.
we progress from Final Fantasy X to Final Fantasy 13.
Like, real quick.
Wait, didn't we already talk about this? We should really avoid that self-awareness thing.
Well, we were talking about the Final Fantasy 13 like before we went live, so that'll be why. And now it's somehow looped back round.
We are not consistent.
Time is a fucking loop, right?
Alright, Malcolm's gonna go onto the dock.
Alright, yeah. You go, the dock. It's definitely a lot nicer than Besaid. There's, it's still like very much handmade. Like solid lumber. It's like just hammered in place, and it's solid. It's good. And you see people walking up and down. You see lots of fisher folk. So people who fish, people who there's definitely a more active trade here than on Besaid. And this is clearly some kind of like trade network of sorts. As in, they will be trading goods from the island and sending it out on boats to go and be traded elsewhere. And people come here specifically for the fish and for the fruits and all kinds of wonderful things that can only be found on this island.
Well, I'm gonna, as long as no one stops us, I'm gonna probably lead us towards the temple. We can get in, get out, and get going.
Alright, yeah. I mean, obviously, no one's gonna walk up to your boat and stop you. But if you leave a boat unattended, some people might go, "Wait a second, what's that?"
Well, we're not leaving it unattended. Hans and Val were gonna have a beach episode on the boat.
Yeah, alright, cool. That will take place. Alright, so you walk through a town. Interesting thing, a big chunk of the town is suspended above the water on these really nice wooden walkways. And so a lot of the buildings are kind of like held up on sticks. and they're actually above the water, and like definitely like fishing and ocean is a huge part of life and the ecosystem here, and the people seem to have adapted really nicely to it, and it's surprisingly wholesome. You can navigate through all this, and you eventually get to actual solid land, and almost immediately you find that there's not really a beach like there was at Besaid. It immediately goes from like settlement and wooden structures straight into thick, dense jungle. Like, almost immediately, it's got winding paths. There's a lot of activity and rustling in like the trees and leaves and all that. And there's a fairly obvious road. However, literally not even that far down the road, a couple hundred feet maybe, like you can visibly see it, there is a large angry looking plant, and you see people kind of stood there going, oh, go about this then.
It's an angry looking plant.
Should we deal with that? Or do we just... Oh, sorry, ADHD. Did you say it's in our way to getting to the temple?
Well, it is blocking the largest main road going through the jungle. However, you can see there are smaller roads going off to the side. You could probably navigate around this thing if you couldn't be bothered to fight it.
I mean, we could just fight it. And
I
then
feel
we
bothered
would
to
be,
fight it.
we would be lauded as heroes.
Or at least we could use the main road, which is probably faster.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, I'm good with that.
And it might have spells I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might.
I am not at all looking at this selfishly.
Alright, I'm down with that.
So you just go, alright, guess we're fighting, and just go at it.
I'm gonna walk up to look at everybody else who's looking at it. I'm like, so where'd this come from?
Okay, so the first people you see standing there, like you see like some locals who are very little bit like, but a lot of the time they seem like they're just ready to go walk the side paths. The people who are mostly standing there is you see some of the people in like the traditional like Yevon battle monk guard, so, like with the little silver helmet with the visor, and you see them kind of standing there. Yeah. Oh, alright, mate. So, yeah, I don't know. He's just there, innit? He's just kind of like blocking way, and he's kind of a pain in the arse, really, mate. It's shit.
So why aren't you fighting it?
I tried. It hurts. Slaps real hard. Now look, I signed up to do all this noncy-poncy hang about, all that with Bojo. Just wait. I ain't going to fight no plant. What do I look like? A fucking gardener, mate.
I mean, a little
Are
bit.
you speaking real words right now?
What? You thick in head? You not grasping what I'm saying, mate?
You know what? You're right. That is on me. I am making some assumptions based on my cultural biases. I apologize.
You what, mate?
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Oh, that's what my dad said.
This seems to be happening a lot.
This is the second person we've talked to that said that.
Is there like a hunting lodge that they all go to?
It's a hunting lodge of disappearing bats.
Oh, I mean, to be fair,
Sequel
like-
to Lost Children.
well, I was just about to say, I'm 99% certain in the entirety of Final Fantasy X, there is not a single dad who is alive.
That is true.
That is
Oh no,
true.
Sid! Sid is the one dad!
Okay, but it's Sid. Sid never counts.
And even then, it's Sid's daughter that's dead.
No, Sid's sister that's dead.
Oh, sister. For some
Yeah.
reason, I kept thinking of his daughter.
So Sid is the one dad in all of Spira.
Sid is the every dad, the all dad,
So what you're saying is Sid is daddy?
the all daddy. Yes,
Is this Malcolm's new goal?
to become the all daddy. I must attack and dethrone Sid.
Please don't, I know what it is.
Okay. Let.
Anyway,
I'm gonna try and keep things on track. It's not gonna go well, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, okay. I gotta focus.
focus.
So,
Send in the hedgehog.
so you're talking to this either aggressive or maybe friendly, but definitely confusing Yevon monk. And he's basically saying, I didn't agree to fight a plant. I don't want to fight a plant. Plants hurt. That's not a fun plant. It slapped me.
Thank you for translating.
I'm just going with Rain's. I'm just thinking of Rain's thought of send in the hedgehog.
Like, so should we? And I kind of just gesture at the giant plant.
Yeah.
So to best describe this plant, and I should do a better job of describing it. It is an Ochu plant. So a good translation is it kind of resembles a mandrake, like the mythological plant creature. So it's kind of like vaguely humanoid shaped, with large leaf-like feet, spindly like vine arms with poisonous leaves. And then its center is just like a bulb that kind of lifts up, and it's just there. And it kind of does like a stupid little dance. It's not really a dance, I think that's just how it moves. It's just doing that. And it's blocking the path aggressively.
Bardic, before I do this, I have to ask, is this a genuine Final Fantasy creature?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well,
in
then
Final Fantasy
this.
X, it is called Lord Ochu.
Let me try to find it. Lord Ochu is an Ochu type fiend.
Don't
Okay,
say.
that's helpful. Oh yeah, no, I remember this guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does
Okay,
like a little
yeah.
dance.
Let's beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I think I did an adequate description of it from memory.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was good. Let me see. Oh gosh, there's no great way to show the chat. Oh, I can do it. No, I got it. Okay.
He's gonna make it your picture.
No, I'm just gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, my auto mod blocks links. Hang on.
Oh, it didn't block it for me. Unless it did and I didn't know.
Well, what I
It
It
can
didn't
do,
tell me.
is I can just do this. Ta-da!
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, it's that boy.
So that's what we're looking at. Lord Ochu. Don't know if it's the Lord though. You haven't asked if they have a title and what they identify as, or what their pronouns are, or preferred title. There's a whole bunch of questions. You know it is an Ochu. That is about it. And it's doing its little dance, blocking your path. Obviously, technically you can get a preemptive strike because it is not trying to fight you. It is aggressively blocking the path. You can just run in and attack it.
So I just want to note the plant shape that I am making of the other landmass.
I noticed.
Looks kind of like a ghost whale to me.
It's a ghost whale.
Like no, a ghost shark. Like a ghost hammerhead shark. Anyway, fight, yes. We all have ADHD. It's fine.
That's the title of this session. We all have ADHD.
I mean, that's probably not incorrect.
Okay.
Who would like to start?
Well,
I've got
you
something
want-
pretty easy to do.
You go first.
Okay, I'm going to quick cast quickening on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am going super fast now.
How does this look?
It's probably got like the ghostly clock thing over myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start like moving pretty quick. My my defensive stance, like I bounce back and forth faster than I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, looking around at my surroundings, my movements are a lot quicker. But also, it looks like it's taking a little bit of a toll on me physically.
Okay. So
But that's it. That's my turn.
Yep, that is your turn. Reno, Lilith, who'll go next?
Reno's going to take out a small wooden whistle that looks like it's been heavily modified by thick machinery.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna blow into it, and then she's gonna take a shot at the giant plant guy.
Yeah, go for it.
And as she's taking a shot at it, because that actually calling on it isn't an action. I have to remember. Was it accuracy that I rolled?
Accuracy is what you roll to hit, yeah.
Okay. Help if I actually tell it to roll.
At least you're not typing it in the Twitch chat.
That's a
It
10.
would be funny though if Twitch chat rolled.
Okay, yeah, 10. You hit.
Okay, and then it's stat times tier plus 2d6 for damage.
Yep.
Okay. So that's 11 times 4 is 44 plus 2d6.
Yeah.
40, so 48 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And behind me, there is a very metallic Kui, and a large mechanical chocobo lands next to me.
Nice.
And it has the destruction sphere in one eye and the fish sphere in the other eye. And it has a jar and a brain just underneath all the metal in its head.
That's so
Yes.
adorable and horrific at the same time.
I love it.
It's adororific.
I have been holding on to that since the beginning of the game. That's what I've been collecting everything for. I call him Mecha Kui.
That is just great.
A perfect child. And does Mechakui do anything? Is Mechakui attacking as well?
No, Mecha Kui has to wait until next turn because it's an action to have him attack.
Ah, okay. Thanks. Alright, then Lilith, what's your turn?
I'm sort of deciding on, do I want to try to send a hedgehog, or do I want to have Lilith suddenly remember she has fire magic?
I mean, both are good options here.
I'm just, you know what, I'm gonna just imagine, like, Natu just sort of pokes her, and so she's like, oh, okay. And then she just drops him to the ground. And just motions for everybody to turn around, and is like, he's a bit shy. He can't do his special thing with us just staring.
I like turn around and slowly turn the chocobo around with me.
Yeah, I'll turn around.
So for his attack, for like how aggressive works, it's attack deals the highest attribute times nature skill. Don't have, so it would just be like, guess nothing. Doesn't exist.
On second, let me do a quick little read of this. Aggressive. So I assume if you don't have any ranks in nature, I assume it's just a 1, because you can't do something times nothing.
Yeah. I guess it would just be 1.
Yeah, so it's just your highest stat then.
Plus 2d6.
So, aw. Wait. I forget what reliable does. Isn't reliable the one where I can re-roll nat ones? Forget.
Uh,
Sorry.
I don't remember.
well, reliable is on your weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't remember. We should really write these things down.
I did write it down. I can't find it.
Well, but my question is, does it only apply to your weapon, or does it apply to any time you roll a nat 1?
I think it's only for the weapon. I re-roll 1 attack per combat.
Okay, so I'm not seeing reliable in either the universal property list or in the weapon types. Is that something else entirely?
That is under blade,
Yeah.
because blades have the reliable trait.
I'm looking at the wrong fucking thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm just having dumb. Just dumb.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Yeah, I
Uh,
can re-roll 1 attack per battle.
Yeah, so you can just reroll an attack and use whichever roll you prefer.
I'll choose the 8.
Yeah.
I'll make my little buddy more powerful.
Yeah,
Then
it
it's
hits.
just- Okay.
So no one sees what happens. And I think it's funny if we don't describe it. We just don't see it, but it happens.
Everyone
It-
just hears a bang.
Yeah, there's just a bang. And,
Slowly turn around.
and how much damage does it deal?
It would deal 8 plus 9, which is 17?
Yes, that is how maths works.
Yes.
So 17
Yes,
damage. It's alright.
there's like a little wisp of smoke coming out from underneath the hedgehog.
Yeah. Okay. So that is obviously Lilith's action. Okay. Is there anything else before I move on?
I think
Nope.
so.
No? Alright. It's Lord Ochu. Lord Ochu is there doing a little dance. It's very confused. It doesn't like what happened. And it is going... I think it perceives, at this moment in time, Reno as the biggest threat. So, what it does a little dance. It goes... And then it leans forward, and it just shoots a seed at you. You don't know where that seed comes from, but it just shoots a seed at you. And that is going to deal... Wait, what is the time limit? The cast time? It doesn't say, so... Okay, yeah, so I need to use one of its destiny points to use that, I think. Because otherwise it's a slow ability. So, yeah, it's going to use... It is going to use its one destiny point to make this a standard action instead of a slow action. So it's casting the spell Seed Cannon, and that is going to deal. Its power is that times 4 plus it deals 42 earth damage. And that is M arm.
Okay, you said 42?
Yes.
And M arm, so 42 minus 8 is... Hold on.
You now remember how squishy we all are?
9 is 42.
Uh,
5.
I
So
think
34.
Yes, that is maths.
Okay, so 34. I'm down to 20 hit points.
Well, it's back
Cool.
to your turn. You do, however, you have learned a new spell.
Yeah, seed cannon. I'm looking at it now.
oh no, bullet seed.
That's the wrong page. Okay, first thing I'm going to do before I look at this is Mecha Quee's going to get pissed and fire back.
Mm-hmm.
So the eye that has the fish sphere in it is going to ice over, and like vapor's going to come out of his mouth, and he's going to scream at the thing and shoot ice at it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And where is Mecha Quee? No, really, where did I put Mecha Quee in this giant weirdness that is my character sheet? Those are spells. Okay, Animal Companion. There we go. Dum-bum-bum. 22 plus 2d6. Do I have to... I don't remember reading this. Do I have to roll to hit?
You know what? Nah, let me just have another quick look, because I think ATB didn't have to roll. Either it just rolls with like yours instead of the animal companions, but if it doesn't specify, I think you just do it. Okay, so commanding is a standard action usable once per combat. If it's taken additional time, which is once. Okay, yeah, I think it just hits. I think it's like a spell. So
Okay.
ATB, you didn't need to re-roll, so you still have your use of reliable for this combat.
Okay.
That's a crit.
Jesus Christ.
It was 22 plus 12 is 32.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 32 M-arm ice damage.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have to, we roll off against each other. It's an opposed roll to see if my condition goes into effect.
Force or finesse?
Either one. So let's do finesse.
Hmm? You win.
Okay, so it is now confused for one round.
Ooh, okay. This is good. Alright, Reno, Malcolm, and Lilith, what would you like to do?
I can go next. I've got my stuff in line.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the round, I take 15 damage. And then I'm going to cast fire at it.
Ooh, okay.
So let's see. I'm down to 35 MP. I don't have to roll anything for magic, right? It's been a while.
Magic just hits.
Okay. So I do have to roll the 2d6.
Yes.
What? Oh, wrong way. I do 35 damage to it.
Damn.
Yeah. The fire hits this thing, and it seems to burst up a lot more aggressively than one would expect a fire to.
Mm-hmm.
As Lord Ochu starts going, and it starts slapping itself to try and put the fire out.
Haha, nerd.
Lilith.
You know what? Lilith is going to follow suit and also cast fire. Like, she just thinks, huh, if only I could do that. Wait a fucking moment. I knew spells this entire time. Didn't just cast fire.
Alright. So, the reason Natch could do it in one round is because of a quickening spell. Your fire will go off next round.
Yeah, she's just in the back just doing these complicated rituals of, wait, I knew magic all along. Hold on, I need to remember it.
You're getting your book out. You're going, oh, so I need to roll this. Good. Okay. Oh, actually, that's not great. So, on the confusion chart, I rolled a d4 to be its random target, and it landed on a 3, which is what I assigned it 1, Reno 2, Malcolm 3, Lilith 4. So 3 is going to slap Malcolm. That's going to try.
That's fine.
And it's going for a big old slappy loo with an accuracy of quite terrible, but it does have a good bonus. So even despite rolling a 1 and a 2, he gets a 7.
That equals my avoidance.
Yeah, I think matching favors the attacker.
Okay.
So it does still hit. And
Okay.
this is not the seed cannon, so it's not as deadly. However, can you roll an opposing force check for me, please?
Sure. Uh, 14.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you succeed. Okay, so he was trying to poison you. Well, that's just what his tentacle does, but it doesn't, so it doesn't matter. So you just take the regular slap damage, which is that times by that. Plus 2d6. So that. That's not bad. 32.
Oh, Jesus. That's... Okay, wait. I'm just gonna use my calculator.
School said that we would never have calculators.
Schools are fucking
Oh boy, that's not great.
How you looking?
God.
I have 17 hit points.
Ooh. Okay, well, you know what? This actually allows us to do something. You are below 1. What is the thing I need? 1 second here. Doodly-doop. This one. Okay. You're below 25% of your maximum hit points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh wait, no, I'm not.
Do you take don't you take damage from quickening when it's your turn?
Yeah, on my turn I will.
Well, when you do
I guess
that,
it can be my turn right now,
yeah.
if we want to.
So,
Okay, sure.
if you're below 25%, you can spend some destiny and use your limit break, because you've not had a chance to use yours yet, have you?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Alright.
Well,
So,
okay,
sorry, I have a...
Before,
Oh, go ahead.
roll 2d6, see if you can get the crit.
No.
Never mind.
So close.
So how much destiny do I spend?
3 points.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, so I have this all written out. I do need to go back to the PDF and remind myself what all of these mean. Where are you? Limit breaks. Why can't I find you? I think you're back up here. Okay. Oh, wait, maybe. Sorry, everybody.
That's not a problem.
Good.
Okay, hold on. There is a way. I have Control F. What? No, I wrote. Okay. Oh, nope. That's not what I wanted. Oh wait, was that what I wanted?
It should be a chapter called Limit Breaks. Just how limit breaks.
You would think so, but I'm not that smart.
No, you're fine.
Okay, 164. That's what we want. 164. Okay. So okay, damage is increased by 2 steps there. It does that. Doesn't matter. And then one more thing I have to look up. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. So because Malcolm has defy gravity, he's gonna fucking animate. Sorry, boy, didn't mean to swear there. He's gonna just like run up a tree and do some anime acrobatic stuff with his whip, his energy whip, and it's gonna spark energy, and then it's going to shoot out a ray of fire straight at Lord Ochu. And so this, his limit break does attack magic, so he'll cast fire. It'll do elemental damage. If there were more enemies, it would do it in an area, and it's stylish. So I'm going to give everybody the +1 to avoidance and accuracy.
Very nice.
Okay, so for the magic, it's going to be mine times 5 plus 2d6. So, it's going to, oh, come on. It does 56 damage.
All right, and then we times that by 1.5, taking it up to, so half of 56 is 20 something.
28.
28, yeah, so 28 added on to 56 is 80. Yeah, 84. So grand total, it deals 84 damage. Ochu fucking explodes. Just giant fire erupts from Ochu. Pillar that reaches dozens of feet into the sky. It passes, and there is a shriveled pile of ash where Lord Ochu once stood.
And of note, I drop quickening because I will die if I don't.
You all gain a point of destiny for taking on a notorious enemy.
Ooh.
Nice.
Mikakui is going to go search what is left for a freed item.
So, let me look at rewards. I need to see if ash is a reward or soot.
It's cool.
Let's look. Adamantine entry. Bone brain. Oh, crystal. Reading. I am the reading. Lots of reading. Yeah. Still just reading. Reading. Okay. There is. Yeah, you know what? In amongst all the ash, you'll find a small onion. It appears to be an Ochu seed that has survived.
An Ochu seed?
Yeah, its material component is onion. literally just an onion.
Nice.
It's an onion, but it has like 2 little tentacles that kind of wiggle around a little bit, like it could become an Ochu if it was allowed to. But it's clearly dead. Like you have rendered it inert.
Oh.
Well, I will urt it at some point.
Like, you can still use it for stuff. It just like it will never grow and turn into another Ochu. You are not carrying around the child of the person you just killed. Don't worry. That'd be a bit brutal.
I have so many components that I can do things with right now.
Alright, so immediately after that, popping out from seemingly nowhere, the dude just appears. Like, actually, you know what? From behind some bushes and in amongst the trees, a small door opens, and inside is stood a very sour-faced looking man, clearly, like very like well, not even weather-worn, just age-worn. Not because he's like old and decrepit, but just his face kind of sags and has like jowls, and there's a very thick cut crease in his forehead, clearly from having his eyebrows raised a lot. As he steps out of this small door, you see that he puts his hand on his head and purposely ruffles his hair up to make it look wild and unkempt. He appears to be wearing maester's robes, but they just something doesn't quite look right. It doesn't. These do not suit him. As he walks out and goes, right then, jolly good, good show. It was very impressive, actually. Yes, wonderful, great. Who are you?
I am actively ignoring him and pulling down the face of my mecha Kui and saying, "Who's a wonderful little mechanical wonder."
I feel
I'm.
like-
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like just for also hilarious sake, this edgy Dark Knight is just down, just petting this little hedgehog like, "Who's a cute being of destruction? You are. Yes, you are."
And I'm probably being tended to by Roiko because I'm not doing well.
Yeah, Raiko is healing. At this moment, this person, like, their hands, he just cannot keep his hands still. But at the same time, it doesn't look like wild and frantic. It looks like a very practiced, when I talk, I do this part, and then I lift one finger while I talk, and then the next part. So it's very much like that. And he goes, right! So, it appears hiding in this refrigerator, which was, miraculously here in amongst all of these, all of the groves of, what's the word, the bark, hiding in that, instead of having to face the danger, like I have vehemently encouraged many people to do, seems to have made it so no one can see or hear me. Obviously. Wonderful. Think of all the shenaniganry I can get up to. So raucous. Right. Lads at school would never believe me. Right.
Is that guy all right?
I don't think so.
You see that he starts taking his robe off because he thinks no one can see or hear him.
Sir, did you mean to be naked?
Right. So you can't see. Well, this is awfully incriminating. You know what? It's a joke. Back at school, you used to do pranks like this all the time on each other. Tied one, locked one person in a room with a pig.
Tattoos there?
But you didn't see that, right? Good.
I have no idea what I missed, but hi, I'm back, Discord Bork.
The priest got naked for some reason.
He started getting undressed because he thought no one could see or hear him because no one was responding to him. He's not used to that. And then immediately someone's like, "Why are you naked?" And he goes, "Oh."
Lilith just covers Noctu's eyes like, there's children present.
Well, right. So, I suppose I should offer my congratulations and celebrations to your outstanding victory there against that terrible, terrible monster. Perhaps some kind of plaque, or perhaps we could arrange, at least for a few weeks, people to just step outside on a certain day and applaud. How does that sound?
That sounds extremely unhelpful.
We should probably go to the temple.
Right.
Yeah, let's go to the temple.
We need to go. I mean, for like a quick trip to the temple.
Just disregarding this important person.
That's raucously fortuitous, because I am also heading to the temple, so perhaps we could travel together, because
Of course he is.
unity and communications are vital in I assume you just walked off.
I look around, I'm like, I know I'm not from here, but that seemed a little strange to me.
He is running to try and catch up with you, and he looks hilarious when he runs.
He came out of a tree.
No, he came out of a fridge that was in the trees.
Is this what happens on every pilgrimage, Raiko?
I don't.
I don't think so. Something about that person is both familiar and off-putting to me. Don't know why.
Malcolm, you had something to say too?
Well, Maester Bojo, I presume?
Right you are, lad. Wonderful. I suppose it's my natural charismatic energy that you could just know it was me. Or
That's absolutely one way of looking at it.
right.
I'm not sure they would even let him into theoretical physics.
I don't think so.
I feel like not many people even know what theoretical physics is. So.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's something that boffins do. Unlike me, where I was just born wealthy, and then, just use that to just rollick my way through school doing whatever I bloody well felt like. It was marvelous.
Reno's gonna start praying that her university lands on him soon.
Just very silently, Reno's in prayer.
Malcolm's gonna actually pull a piece of paper out of his pack and say, actually, Maester Bojo, there is one thing that you can do for us in thanks of what we have done for this wonderful island.
Right, of course. You want my signature, because I'm kind of a big deal.
Exactly. How could you guess?
This...
And if you could keep it fairly small and at the bottom of the page, that would be great.
I could most certainly do that.
You're wonderful. Thank you.
Great. Right. It just scribbles. It's illegible. It means nothing. And he looks at this. Now, isn't that just one of the most marvelous signatures you ever did saw? Yes.
I have never seen anything quite as beautiful.
Yes. Right. Well.
Looks like the signature of my professor after all the animals got out.
I mean, I have certainly never seen anything like it.
You think
Right,
that's
so
beautiful? If you think that's beautiful, you should have seen the office girl I had an affair with whilst my wife was dying of cancer. Ha! She was a stunner! Because just as a reminder, that is something Boris Johnson fucking did.
Oh God.
Just as a reminder. There we go.
God. Now I know who this is based off of.
Yeah,
Took me a while.
You know, the sad part is, even after you said that, I was like, there are a few politicians this could still be. Because I'm pretty sure there was one or two American politicians that also did that.
Yeah.
Because didn't John Edwards do that?
Oh my
That
god,
sounds
I think he
familiar,
did.
yeah.
I think he fucking did.
Okay, anyway, so just so everyone knows, I added Bojo's blank check to my inventory.
Oh, that's so good!
The things that we get away with. Like, even when it tries to bite us in the ass, it doesn't really bite us in the ass because we know how to talk to it.
Yeah.
Look, one
The
thing...
thing tries to bite us in the ass and we're like, joke's on you, that's my kink.
One thing I'm definitely leaning into with how I run stuff is I very much enjoy creating incompetent worlds where the only competent people who function are the players, because then they either have to outsmart the broken world and make it work, or they get so frustrated at it that they just end up confrontational with it anyway. It just seems to work to create like inherently broken worlds and just
we are trying the third path, which is to try to out incompetent the incompetent world.
And then somehow make it better? Question mark.
This is theoretical physics.
Oh.
This is what we learn in theoretical physics. Also, Lilith, I put this in the chat, but I'm imagining Lilith right now is just thinking back to all those times of her just staring out at the moon, just thinking, am I actually a good spouse? And then realizing, yes, she is. She wouldn't do that, so automatically she is a way better spouse than this dude will ever be.
Oh yeah, it's not a high bar. All right, so walking through the rest of the jungle is pretty quick because Lord Oach was literally walking off a big chunk of it. You walk through and you can kind of be around and you find a large set of steps. The entire time, Bojo is just rabbiting on incessantly. Like, you could not pay this person to shut up. Unless you ask him a direct question. At which moment, he kind of pauses, and then talks about something entirely unrelated instead.
Reno's spending the entire time praying for her university to just appear.
So
At this point, she's praying that she's not even praying that it lands on him. She just wants it to appear so she can run into it.
So, in my mind, just do a little bit of a fade from where you were walking to a fade to the top of the stone steps that you've just been walking up. And there's a decent amount of stone steps, a couple hundred going up to this temple, and we're just gonna fade in, and so that is why we indigenous Killikans, we deserve our sovereignty away from the mainland, so we can keep our fishing rights to ourselves.
I could just push
Oh
him.
my god!
I could just push him, and no one would no one would question it.
You're
He's just an old guy.
Yeah.
I think the talking has broken Noctu. There is just steam coming out of his ears. I've actually never noticed this before.
The steam is actually the smoke from Noctu's gun. He's just been shooting non-stop and can't seem to hit Bojo. Because Bojo keeps moving so erratically that every shot just misses.
There's like a vast swathe of destruction behind him of various trees that have fallen over. Mekakui has only the instructions I gave to it, and yet it's still annoyed with this guy.
Tauntaun is just sharpening their knife somehow.
I mean, they have a revolver now.
Yeah.
They're just sharpening the knife on the revolver. They've also been trying to shoot, It hasn't worked.
So, as you reach the top of these stone steps, you see the Temple of Besaid. It's like ever so slightly sunk in, so that you climbed up a hill, and then the temple's like a little bit lower. There's really beautiful, like lustrous red colorings everywhere, and there's two large fires in brass bowls at the top of the stairs, like one on either side. You see, the regular priests and people coming in, and it's definitely very fire. That's the only word here. It's fire themed, fire based.
It's fire.
That is the jam.
It's lit.
Oh my god.
It's lit. That's a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I'm still thinking of like the Kilika Besaid R1 thing.
Mhm.
Does this place look anything like the temple in Besaid?
No. They might share like a basic construction, but there's not like yes, these are clearly made by the same people. And bear in mind, you found the Kilika Besaid R1. You found that in amongst ruins.
Yeah.
So maybe poking around the jungle, you might find some ruins.
Maybe.
That's
I'll
something
try to remember that.
do. Alrighty. So I am looking. We are basically at time on my watch. So is there any final thing that anybody would like to do? So we've got stuff set up for next time, or does someone just want to slap Bojo in the face? Time to shut the fuck up.
I mean, I want to, but I'm not going to.
Reno is plotting explosive devices to put onto Bojo's ship.
You know what? I'm thinking now of Lilith just asking Bojo to go into the jungle and find ruins for her. Just like to get him away for a while. Just, hey, you said you owed us. You could do us like a favor or something, right?
Right. Yes. I have many things that I'm capable of doing. When I say I just get other people to do them and then take the credit.
Do you think that you would be while we're in this temple doing guardian summoner things, you can search this island for mysterious ruins?
Well, I certainly can. And by I mean I'll get my enclave of guards to go and do it for me while I sit down and have a nice cup of tea.
Well, while that's happening, can I just add on? There is a flower that I have been looking for.
Right.
It's called the crystal tear, and it is very beautiful. The petals look like they're made of crystal, and the dew on it has fantastic healing properties. Can you possibly keep an eye out on the island for that?
Well, thing is, if that is native here to Kilika, well, technically, no, you can't have it because that is ours, and we should have full rights and control over its distribution.
It would be an invasive species.
It's not from here.
No.
I don't think it's from this world.
If it's not from here, then it needs to bloody well ship out. We don't like things not from here.
So you'll keep
You're
an
a
eye out?
treat.
I'm gonna pull Lilith and Malcolm aside a little bit. I'm like, so for the record, that flower's native to very snowy Arctic mountainous regions,
Mhm.
Oh.
and it's not on this planet.
Nice.
Right. All right. Now, men. He walks off, finds his group of men. There's an invasive species. It's rife. It's taking other plants' jobs. It's claiming from the state, and we need to ship them all out. Let's go. Kicks it means
Don't
kicks
forget
it.
about the
Kicks it
rules.
means kicks it. Kicks it means kicks it. And they all charge off down the stairs, out into the jungle.
Don't forget about the ruins!
Oh.
Specifically ones that have all bed writing.
So doing the Bojo voice kind of hurts my throat a little bit. Because it's so horrible, because it's right, it's here, it sits right in the back of my mouth and at the top of my throat, and I can feel it. It's like, I've been doing this too long now. So Bojo needs to leave the scene.
Bojo needs the GTFO.
Bojo be gone.
Oh gosh. Alright. So now we've made Bojo fuck off. Does anyone have anything to do or say looking at the temple? And that'll be where we end today's session.
No, I'm good. I'm good until next time.
Alright, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Same.
Everyone's good? Wonderful. I have been the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube as the Bardic Knock. I do content and such and stuff and things. I will be here again. I don't know when I'm streaming again. Next. Sometime next week. I need to double check some stuff, but yes, stuff. Check it out. It's
Is
cool.
next week the session 0 for you? No, that's the week after.
Yeah, no, that is the week after. But yes, in 2 weeks' time, on the 6th of January, over on Nerds with Dice, we'll be having session 0 of our Kingdom Hearts Dreams of Nobody game. So that is using the interstitial Our Hearts Intertwined system. It's a powered by the Apocalypse hack. And it's going to be Kingdom Hearts gayness over on Nerds with Dice. Running that for up to 16 weeks, doing all that jazz. That is my plug for that. So go check out Nerds with Dice. Yeah, that's me. I said all my stuff. I said that thing. Players, who are you? Starting with ATB.
Hi, I'm a tired bye who is playing with Lilith, who hopes that before Bojo dies in the forest, he brings back news of ruins. You can find me on the Undead Case channel, possibly next week for another one-shot to finish off the holiday one-shots that Kay's been doing. I haven't really heard anything back from her though, so can't say for certain, but yeah. Also next Thursday, I believe Curse of Strawberry Days will be resuming on Undead K's channel, where I play as Atari the ASMR Bard. And we reached Valaki, the session before we paused for December. So that'll be fun. And yeah, I don't really have much else going on. I should probably try to find games or something to join, because a lot of my games kind of ended in December. Yeah. So I'm done. Someone take the mic.
Nat, who are you?
Oh gosh, I don't need to do the Malcolm voice. I'm Natural One. I'm playing Malcolm, Resident Magic Dad, and you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Natural One. And I think I'm feeling I might stream a little bit later today. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. So keep an eye out.
Yeah. And finally, Rain, who are you?
I am Rain Hayes. I play Reno Boom, and you can find me on Shay Foxy's channel, where I play a disgruntled werewolf every Tuesday night. You can find me on Bardic's channel when we do the Star Wars thing, which I have spent way too much time on lately.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the Star Wars thing. I haven't even played it much on my end. Sorry.
And then I also have products on the DM's Guild. I don't have my big project ready yet. I hit a wall with that, but I have one small project on the way, a new race you can play, an aquatic race.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Kind of a cross between anglerfish and an axolotl.
Oh, that's amazing.
my god, I already love it.
All right. That is all of the people who have said things about themselves. And until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.